I think that means we're on.
Are we?
Yeah. So hello, people.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, internet.
If you're here joining us
for
Friday Night Drinks.
Episode number 1.
Cheers to you.
Let us know, of course. No one's even here yet. We'll just chat amongst ourselves. What if no one rolls up?
Then it'll just be you and me having drinks together.
Let's not have an argument, because that probably won't go well in a live forum.
Just excuse me, everyone. I've got a bit of a cold. So if you see my wiping my nose.
Although if you see this in the rerun, hopefully by the time people, if they watch this not live,
Did you let everyone know?
I did.
Do a quick reminder?
I did a reminder. I did a reminder.
Did you, I don't know how this whole live thing works. This is the first time we've done it, guys.
It is, with our new camera that
Is this
unboxed.
supposed to be a Q&A?
We like.
Because how do we see their questions if they like?
I think they come up on the side. But at the moment, nobody's there. No one's listening.
So the camera's up here.
So if we look at...
And our screen's down below. So if you see us looking up and down,
it's just
why.
A newbie thing that we're doing wrong. But anyway. So over here, apparently, you get to see the comments, I think.
Okay, well, you might need to open that up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that needs to be in the center.
Control room, what's that?
So just,
there we go.
There we go, see?
Oh, learning about the stuff.
Lucky I asked.
Chat, what's that? Oh, there's the chat.
Yes, that's what we need to see. So, guys, we're just going to, as you join us, ask questions and hopefully we can get a conversation started.
There's 2 people.
Who?
We've managed to get 2 people.
Where?
Hi, people.
Hello. Say hello so we know who you are.
Yeah, stick your comments in there. Maybe it's new for some of them. Maybe some of the people joining us are going to be more experienced with this live thing than us.
Maybe they're curious to see how we do it so they can do it.
Yeah, I know. Maybe they want to watch and see what not to do.
Honey.
Anyway, so welcome along. We don't know what we're going to chat about. Why did we want to do this?
It was your choice. You decided to do it yesterday.
Yeah, because
why did you?
I just figured it's a good opportunity for people to give people a chance to sort of get to know us a little bit, and if they've been wondering anything about us or our background or what we're doing and why the hell we're doing this, they can ask away.
Also, we've just started our YouTube channel, so good excuse to try and get content up on our YouTube channel. Yeah,
we figured if we say, right, we're going to do this every bloody Friday night, then it'll hold us accountable, and we have to do it. One of the first orders of business is that we're going to give away these, and we're going to announce we've got 4 of these Slinky sofa tables. If you don't know what we're talking about, we ran a competition
about 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
So on the previous video, we announced the competition when we introduced these Slinkies.
Yeah. So if you're seeing this now, it's probably too late.
Yeah, we've already picked the winners.
Picked the winners.
We're just going to announce them on this one.
Yeah. So we looked. What did they have to do to win?
Basically, just let us know. It was Australian residents only. They just had to let us know why they would like one and where they were living. Yeah, what
state in Australia?
And we just chose which ones we wanted to.
Just so we didn't have to send one of these things by email to Zambia or. Anyway, so we had lots of winners, lots of entries, and
3 viewers. Hello, whoever you are watching.
Remember with our
could be anyone.
I know, it's probably Carteret.
I wonder what where they're from.
Don't know. Don't be Charlotte.
Yeah, I was going to say don't be Charlotte.
Yeah, let us know where you're from. I'm assuming that it comes up in the group chat when people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have joined in someone else's live thing.
I can go.
To work at how we do it.
I'm going to tell everyone in the group to hurry up.
Yeah, because they're missing out on all the fun. Anyway, so there was lots of entries for our Slinky sofa tables, and they're very cool. My kids are over for the weekend, so they're playing Xbox in there with their drinks on the Slinky sofa tables. So we picked 4 winners, receiving a twin pack of our Slinky sofa tables. The first winner was Bronwyn Ingleton. So, Bronwyn, if you are watching...
I was going to suggest not now, sorry. Because if we've only got 4 viewers watching, well, why don't we just wait a little bit for more to come in?
All right.
Jumping ahead.
Bronwyn's all excited now.
Yeah, that's okay. You can announce Bronwyn Ingleton.
Okay, so Bronwyn Ingleton. You want to sort of say why we picked these people?
I would need to go to the channel to.
That was the hint.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't tell me exactly the reason. But basically, she's got arthritis, and it would make her life so much easier if she had a slinky table on her sofa. And I can relate only because I have it as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I thought, she deserves one.
Excellent.
But we'll wait for the rest.
Oh, right. We'll wait for the others. Yeah. So, in case any of you are wondering what a slinky sofa table is, that pretty much explains it. It's a little flexible table that hangs over the edge of your sofa, whichever sort of sofa you may have. And it makes for a nice stable.
I actually like this. I like going live. It's not as foreign for me.
Yeah.
It took a lot for me to get in front of a camera. Not now.
And you can't swear at me.
I swear at him a lot. Also, you interrupted my train of thought. What was I saying?
It took a lot to get you in front of a camera, like a pre-recorded.
Well, sitting in front of the camera talking to nobody makes it a little bit difficult, and it feels a bit strange. But doing this live, knowing that there's 4 of you there, hello.
I think there was like 4.
Again, hello.
I think there was like 4 people at our very first face-to-face meetup in Melbourne.
Yeah. Are you sure this is working?
I hope so. Maybe people are commenting and no one's. Maybe just
bear with us again. Like we said, it's our first live YouTube.
Smooth, we are. We're getting good at this.
Wouldn't it be funny if we had people over in the States, tiny houses watching, not just people in our group?
Yeah, watching. Go look at these amateurs. What are they doing? So, but yeah, as Lisa said, put us through a message. Let us know who you are, where you're from.
I think they're shy.
Probably, we're shy.
Maybe they don't like us.
Yeah, probably.
We've got a lot of those.
If it's suddenly, we've got 5 on. If it all suddenly just disappears to 0 and we're here alone again, we'll just run away with our tail between our legs. But one of the things we thought about talking about was, and a lot of people are probably wondering why we're actually doing this thing in the first place, as in Tiny Houses Australia. Well,
why don't you go back to the start? Why did you create the page? Why did you create the group? What?
Well, some of you may or may not know, but I first came across tiny houses probably about 4.5 years ago. I could see the fact is everyone comes to this point through different paths and different means, and for me, I could see my marriage coming to an end, and I thought, okay, what am I going to be doing? I'm going to be restarting, going out there and starting essentially from scratch. Do I really want to be going back on the mouse wheel and saving up a big deposit for a house again, traditional house? And I thought, no, I've done that. I don't want to do it again. And as I've said in other presentations, I spotted an image of Proto House, which is a beautiful little tiny house in Washington, and that captured my attention, and I looked into it.
Didn't you have a drink with a friend of yours, and he suggested, well, why don't you start a page?
I did. I went rock climbing actually with Brett Solomano, a mate of mine, and a former client of mine actually, who's a stuntman, now motivational speaker. Shout out to Brett if you ever see this. But it's Brett's fault. We were sitting there having lunch after our rock climbing session, and I told him about this tiny house idea, and he said, you should start a blog, mate. He said, you should start a blog or a Facebook page, because a Facebook page was easier than a blog for me at that stage.
Well, yeah, Facebook sort of took over blogging. Blogging's still big, but now this kind of things.
Yeah. Well, having a blog required me to register a domain name. I knew how to do that, but it was a lot more effort, build a website and all that. Whereas Facebook, the platform was already there. And to be quite honest, the reason I started off with Facebook was because that's where the people are. As a marketer, I knew that's where the people is. So
someone's saying in the group, go to the live chat. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's the group chat. So anyone here?
Yeah, well, we've got 8 viewers.
Oh, there we go. At least my message works.
Go to the live chat.
Come on, Leonie. There's a reason why you might want to tune in for this.
You need.
Leonie, one of our Facebook followers, is over on our Facebook page saying, "How do we get there?" So that was kind of me. And as I said, the more I looked into the whole situation when I came across Proto House, the more it made sense for me. And over the last 4.5 years, it's continued to make a lot of sense. We actually celebrated our 4th. I missed it completely because we were busy preparing for the home showing. But the 6th of April was our 4th.
Well, yours. I didn't come in to Tiny Houses Australia until
the 1st of December 2000.
No. See, wrong.
That was when we met.
Anyway, it's not about when we met.
Yeah, that's a different episode.
So it was September in 2014 that I joined Tiny Houses Australia. I was sitting in bed, thought, right, if I'm going to do this, I need a community. Is there anyone doing it here in Australia? And I'm on Facebook, as you do, and typed in Tiny Houses Australia, and bang.
Good to see my keyword research work.
First up. And so I was like, this is amazing. I think there was only like 15,000 on the page.
We had just on 2,000 members in our group, and I think we had about 15,000.
Yeah, but the page was my first point of contact. Yep. And I put a question to the page, and someone, it might have been you, I don't know who, said there's a closed group, go there. So I thought, awesome, because it was more interactive. So,
and in fact, if you move your head out that way a little bit, behind your head is the model of your tiny house.
Yeah, but I didn't post that until December.
Yeah.
So I was in the group from September, and then I created my own page, My Tiny Dream, when I was working on my model. I'd already done my SketchUp, so I just started to sort of post things on my own page. And I thought, the group was awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone sharing each other's dreams, and I thought, they'd love to see this. So
how did you come across tiny houses? You told me once that you initially were looking at kind of going down the vintage caravan route.
Yeah, I did. That was in 2012. I was fed up with paying rent, basically. Being a single woman at the time, single mum, I was struggling to there was no way I was going to save for a mortgage, and I didn't want to start saving for a mortgage at that stage. And I think I was 37 or 8 at the time. And I thought, no, it's the last thing I want to do. There's got to be another way. And I was reading an article about vintage caravans. I thought that could be the answer. And I've always loved small spaces anyway. And whenever I went anywhere, it was always in a cabin or something. And I love a cabin.
There's plenty of people that are happily traveling.
So I knew I'd be happy to do that. And I just wanted to be in my own shelter, roof over my head, that I own outright, where I can just be me, basically.
Did you imagine that a couple of years later?
Don't start.
What?
You know what you do.
Well,
he gets emotional.
No, that's just too much red wine. Could you imagine that a couple of years later, though, you'd be in a vintage caravan?
Someone at the Carts. Oh, Carts put a link to it. Cart, are you there? Are you watching? We've got 11 viewers. Say hello in the chat if you can.
Yeah. Carteret, also known as the Nasty Bastard on YouTube.
Oh, hello, Leonie. Leonie's letting us know she's here watching too. So.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Thank you, Leonie.
There's probably a good reason why Leonie should.
Leonie, we may as well announce it. Leonie, you're one of our winners for the Slinky. Happy, I was going to say happy something. I don't know. Happy winning. Congratulations. You're our second announcement for one of the Slinkies.
Yep. So
set of Slinkies.
Bronwyn Ingleton and Leonie Coates. Leonie's been one of our long.
Okay, so people look. Survivors. See, you haven't got. Look, see, we are doing something wrong. I knew we were doing something wrong. Look.
That'd be right. Group chat. Okay.
See, live chat.
Okay. Let's have a look.
We're learning.
Oh, we're getting good at this. We're smooth.
Here we are just talking about ourselves.
I've got to do a tutorial on this, I think. Chat.
No. Why is it not? What's the links?
No, not screen share. We don't want to do that.
Bear with us. What are the 3 dots there, babe?
I don't know. Well, geez.
Why is it?
Live chat. Well, this is...
Maybe, you know what? I bet you it's MacBook.
No, shut up. Okay. I'm doing this on a MacBook Air, see? We're doing this on a MacBook Air. Clearly, we're newbies at this.
Well, keep playing around with it until you find it, because if they can do it, I'm sure you can too. Live chat. You just have to find the live chat.
Live? I wonder if anyone knows.
Minimize the screen so you can see.
Go to YouTube on your computer and see.
No, because I'm not logged in, darling.
You don't have to be logged in. Go as a member of the public to our YouTube channel.
Okay.
And see what people are.
Tiny houses, Australia.
We're smooth at this, guys. You can tell.
It's fun. I don't care. Do you guys care? Do you know?
We don't know if they care or not because we can't see their comments.
We're only human.
Oh, jeez. We'll sort this out by next Friday. I promise.
Live now.
Yeah.
Okay. Human. Oh God. Hang on.
We'll sort this out by next Friday. I promise.
What? Okay, I'll pause it because we don't need to hear.
Yeah, we don't need to hear.
So here, look, live chat to the side. Well, maybe you need to. Okay. We'll just keep this going and then we'll keep my screen going.
There we go.
Okay, we worked it out. It looks like you can't do it from one computer. You need the 2 computers.
No, I think you must be able to. I'm sure there's YouTubers around the world.
Okay. Hi, guys. So I'm just going to run through from the top. Okay, Leonie Coates first. Hi, guys.
What are we drinking? We're drinking
we are drinking
red wine.
Merlot. Okay, we've got it sorted, guys.
Rock Merlot 2015 from Macedon Ranges. The nasty bastard has joined us.
Hello, nasty bastard. Carteret.
He's probably laughing, going,
hello.
These guys have no idea. Hello. These guys got no idea.
We were chatting last night, me and Cart.
Yeah.
Cart and I. While you were sitting there doing your emails.
Anything that I should know about?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, nothing you need to know.
Fair enough. Helen, welcome along, Helen. It was lovely to meet you and Winston at the home show last week. I've seen Winston liking and commenting so often, so it was nice to finally meet you guys. So we hope to see you at one of our meetups.
Just going, Cart's laughing at us. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining in. Hello, Brooke. Sorry, we've got 2 screens. We've got the camera up here, so hello, and we've got the screen,
the live
feed.
We'll work this out.
And on my computer, I can see all you guys.
I'll do a tutorial.
Yeah.
Cart reckons we should get my kids in to help drive this thing.
Well, maybe they can come and say hello, a quick hello. So thank you for joining in. Welcome to Ask Us Anything while you're there. Don't be shy.
Now that we can see you over on.
Yeah, now I can see your questions.
Lucky we've got two laptops.
I'm glad we're not just sitting here talking to ourselves and about ourselves now. When you people were there, we could see there's 12 viewers, but we couldn't see what you were saying.
If it suddenly goes down to 3, then they don't like us.
Yeah, welcome to come. Helen, where are you? Because we run them here in Melbourne, but...
Yeah, Helen and Winston are...
Oh, is that Winston's partner, is it?
Yes,
okay.
wife.
Yep.
So, we met them. I chatted to them at the...
I didn't get to meet you guys because I was caught up talking to a couple other people, so... Yeah,
especially I think the day that we met you guys, it was like a 45-minute presentation and then like 90 minutes of standing there answering questions and talking.
Yeah, the last day, I think we stood there for another hour and a half afterwards talking to people and meeting people and... Yeah.
Well, I think my presentation on the Sunday it was 4:15 till 5, and the show ended at 6. And by the time we walked out of there, there was people in hard hats walking around dismantling stands and stuff. Like
quite possibly, like Leonie, she's saying, "Do I need to come and show you how to do this?" The village hut. Hi.
Hi guys.
Oh, she's in Cranbourne.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. We do want to start running meetups across Australia. It's really difficult for us to be in each state at one time. So it's
almost impossible, isn't it?
It's quite impossible.
Yeah.
And even though we've told people in the past we're not going to be there, but you're welcome to come, it kind of didn't help. Sort of.
We did try it for about the first 6 months of last year. I booked venues in Sydney, Perth, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide.
Like 1 or 2 people would show up, but then you can imagine how awkward they'd feel not having anyone else sitting there. So I think we need to get a spokesperson from each state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our man on the ground.
It doesn't have to be just one person.
Or a woman on the ground. That
even if it's a couple, and then they can alternate. They don't have to be there every month. It's just nice knowing that someone's going to be there for certain.
And someone that can know, what venue is good, which ones are rubbish, which ones are expensive or bad for parking or hard to get to, whatever,
Cart. Yeah, we've already Cart, definitely. It'd be awesome if you could.
What do you say?
If I can, Brisbane.
Yeah, I think we talked to Coffee Cart.
Name age. Oh, that's what he was talking about. Sorry, he was answering his own questions. What was that drinking game that Cart said in the group? We should do a drinking game while we're at it.
Well, every time I say the word tiny, have a drink.
Yeah. Bottoms up.
Yeah. There was that show, Tiny House Australia, which they ripped off our name, by the way.
Well,
I didn't really mind because it was driving traffic to our site and our Facebook page. But the producer of the show, this is like early last year, maybe the year before, and the producer contacted me saying, "Oh, we're thinking of putting together a bit of a Tiny House Hunters Australian edition. Do you know of anyone that has a tiny house?" And because of the reality aspect of it, they needed to be pretty much 90% done. And so we put them onto a couple of people, and that resulted in a couple of people getting their faces on TV.
The nasty bastards drunk already.
Oh, nice. And anyway, so we heard nothing more about it. I put the producer in touch with these people, and then lo and behold, 5, 6, 7 months later, there was a show that was airing on Channel 9 called Tiny House Australia.
That's funny because actually everyone thought it was our show. So no, it's nothing to do with us.
What was the name of that product that they put on the walls in episode 3?
I don't know. I've only ever seen one episode of that show.
The show. And the episode that I watched, I think was episode 1 or 2.
Yeah, it was the first episode.
And when you take out the ads, it was 27 minutes long. And I counted. They said the word tiny house.
Yeah, Lindy, go grab a drink. We might end up having to
They said the word tiny house tiny.
How many times have you said
57 times or something.
That's right, that was funny.
In a 27-minute show.
Yeah, how many times can you drop the word tiny?
It was one every 37 seconds. Or
have you guys seen the show? 50 times. Did you actually count them?
Oh, there we go, 50 times. It was one every 32 seconds or something. And the thing was, it wasn't even really a tiny house. It was just a small house. It wasn't.
And you know what? The houses, I can only speak for the first episode because, like I said, I haven't seen all the other episodes. But those homes were the homes I grew up in. They were normal size.
Yeah.
Regular.
It was still downsizing for the couples involved because they were moving from the 4-bedroom city family home to this $300,000 quaint small cottage in the country. But it was hardly the ethos and the sort of
that was 2 years
mindset
ago now,
of the tiny house.
It was about 2 years ago.
Yeah. So, as you were saying, you were talking about how you got involved in.
Oh, yeah, I was looking at vintage caravans and then I stumbled across tiny houses.
Do you remember which tiny house was the first one you ever saw? Was it a tumbleweed or? It
was that white French provincial one. It wasn't on wheels.
That shabby chic one in the forest. It's all lace and white
that
and
one. And then, I'm pretty sure it was in Instagram. And then someone said in one of their comments, search tiny houses on wheels. And I thought, wheels? So then I did that and bam, they're all there. And they're obviously all from the States.
Yeah.
So that was in 2012. And like I said, it wasn't until 2014 I was sitting in bed one night and I thought, no, I want to do this. And Tiny Houses Australia came up, joined the page, joined the group.
And your life has never been the same since.
And in the first week, in the very first week, I had all my questions answered. I needed to know the specifications. No one knew where to get the trailer at that stage.
Yeah, we can answer that.
But I look back. I remember going back, and I'm searching and knew. And what was it? Cabin Kits Galore. They were planning on getting them.
I was working with Lucas Barry Baker. Shout out to Lucas
from China.
Shout out to Lucas if you see this. But Yeah, we were looking at importing some tiny house trailers from China because he had some importing Chinese contacts, and it was going to be quite affordable, but then the exchange rate changed and all went south. And
Leonie's wondering if they can get a T-shirt with the logo.
Well, I don't know. We're still trying to work out the T-shirts. We are going to be launching T-shirts and coffee mugs and frisbees, and
we've got 2 caps. We've got a couple of T-shirts.
Yeah.
We got a couple of.
We got these embroidered, and they're okay. I mean, they're good actually, but we just have to work out whether we get them embroidered or printed. But yeah, T-shirts are on their way. The trouble is that we need to find
a drop shipping.
We need a company that can a supplier that can drop ship, so anyone can buy these around the world and they'll just get automatically shipped. But the other thing is you want to find a decent ladies fit to.
Yeah, I'm struggling to find a ladies one. You know, like you go to these different sites and they've all got.
Almost grabbed the mic to have a drink. Anyway,
you drunk already? Go
no,
home,
I just grabbed the wrong thing.
What was the question? Yeah, T-shirt. So yeah, I'm just trying to find a decent ladies T-shirt. But I don't. It's hard because like men's have this label and then ladies have a different label, and it's like, why can't they have both a man and a lady's label? It'll make life so much easier. But that's me. I'm just fussy. But yeah, as soon as we find a decent supplier and drop shipping.
Helen's saying found it hard to find info on where to get tiny house trailers. Well, we can answer that, and good thing is, Helen, that you're in Melbourne. We supply tiny house trailers, and I know it's getting close to 8:30, but hey, if you guys are happy to hang around, we're happy to hang around.
Well, we started off a bit late trying to work out.
We have an 8-hour limit. We're not going to be here for 8 hours, but we have an 8-hour limit. That's one thing I do know about YouTube Live. So with our trailers, what we did, guys, was I found a quality trailer manufacturer that I was going to use for our own build.
Sorry, I just want to interrupt for a sec. I think that's a good idea, nasty bastard. Maybe we could sell the transfers, and if people want to iron on, they can iron it on whatever they like. Just as a cheap option.
If I on the underwear,
a cheap,
have like
nasty
a Superman
bastard
effect.
option.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You can iron them on your underpants.
Feel like a Superman effect. Carteret would do that.
Yeah, good idea.
He should be renamed the cheap bastard.
His name is, how do you pronounce your name? Is it Carteret or Carteret?
No, I checked. It's Carteret.
And it's Coffee. We call him Coffee Cart.
Yeah.
He's one of our long-term followers.
So anyway, with the trailers. So we found this quality trailer manufacturer, and we decided this is the guy we're going to use for our own personal build. And people were asking us all the time, where do you get trailers from? And so we started privately saying, messaging people saying, this is the guy that you probably want to talk to. This is the guy that we're probably going to use. And we didn't want to go public with it because we didn't really know. We wanted to suss them out and see what the quality was like. And so we were sending clients to our trailer guy, Sean, for about 12 months.
Yeah.
And we sent him for close on $180,000 of business. And he actually approached us.
So he'd already done up to 20, if not more.
He did about 20 or 22 trailers. Yeah. And he contacted us. He reached out.
Tiny house specific trailers.
Yeah, he'd been doing custom built trailers for years. And he contacted us and he said, guys, look, what?
Talk about the background. How did you discover it? How did you discover it?
Okay, there was Peter Blythe from Dynamic Steel Frame, one of our long-term supporters. Shout out to Peter if you're watching.
Steel manufacturer.
Yeah, so from Dynamic Steel Frame manufacturer here in Melbourne. And on his Facebook page, I spotted a tiny house trailer, and I contacted him. I said, who did the trailer? And he said, I don't know, but he kind of gave me a couple of pointers, and I managed to track the company down. Anyway, so long story short, we were sending business to Sean for about a year. Sean then approached us and said, look, why don't we do this? Clearly, you guys are so passionate about this whole thing. You've sent me so much business over the last year. Here's the situation. I'm part of the production team in my business, and anytime I get inquiries and emails and phone calls, I've got to down tools and then go and answer all these people's questions, often the same questions over and over again. So he said, how about we do this? You handle all the inquiries, you handle all the emails, the payments, the quotes, you handle the money, you just tell me what you want, we'll build them for you.
And we cop a bit for it too, don't we?
And he said, yes, we make a small cut on the trailers. So we should, for the amount of work that we do with the emails and the quotes and follow-ups.
Honestly, he's always at the computer or on the phone and answering people's questions.
Which I'm happy to do. The reason why is because even aside from the fact that, we make a little bit of sideline income, which is a trickle here and there, but more importantly, I want to make sure that the people in our community that are after trailers get a quality manufactured trailer that's built for purpose. And so that's what's happened. And we've got an exclusive deal with Sean, and he only markets, he doesn't market tiny house trailers at all. We do that, and we only use him in Victoria. The tricky thing is that Sean is a great guy, great manufacturer. We've got great prices and a great product. However, he's a family operation in Melbourne, and
small business,
and we've got quotes coming in from all over the country. So we are, as much as we love Sean, we are going to stick with Sean in Victoria, but we are going to extend our search, and we're going to look for one trailer manufacturer to work with in each state. We may have found one in Queensland, not sure yet, but we're in negotiations. But it just means that, because realistically, people are not going to pay anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 for a trailer in Melbourne, and then pay another $7,000 to put it on a truck and take it to Perth.
So just want to keep an eye on people, what people are asking. So Lindy Lee Scott, hello. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Thank you for finding us. She didn't realise anyone here was doing it in Australia. So she's just
excellent. Well, I'll put it this way. When I first started the Facebook page about just over 4 years ago, there was one house that I'd even heard of, and that was Dave's, Tiny Aussie Homes.
Dave.
The beer crate, as I call it.
That's a beer crate.
Well, it's got like 2 windows and one door.
I thought you called it a chook pen or something.
Anyway, Dave, we love you. And that was the only one I'd even heard of. Now, at this point, we're arguing over it.
When I first joined the group and we started chatting, you only knew of, I think, 4 or 5 at the time, and a couple here in Victoria, and then you had the what are those huts?
The shepherd's huts.
Yeah, shepherd huts.
Merino shepherd's huts.
Yeah, so there was only a couple. There was only that we knew of.
And this is not just tiny house building companies, because there is still only 4 or 5 that we know of, quality professional builders that we know of. This is tiny houses DIY. Of any description, DIY or anything. Yeah. Now there's at least, we were arguing about this last night, there's probably 70 to 80 to 90 builds that we know of in Australia.
I'm going to say 100. We just haven't counted them.
But I guarantee there's hundreds more that we don't even know of that have been built, probably by you guys out in the community, that have just built them, got on with it, done it, and just want to do it and get on with their lives and reap the benefits.
Well, even just yesterday when you posted that question, where are you guys at and what are you up to? There's a couple more that have come out of the work saying, I'm building now.
Yeah, this is my, I'm going, why do I not know about you? Perfect example.
He thinks he needs to know everything.
No, I don't. I want to be in control. No, I don't. Perfect example. We met Jack when we were at the Sydney Home Show last year. We met Jack, our builder mate from Sydney, not Sydney, Tea Gardens, New South Wales. Shout out to you, Jack. We love you. But Jack introduced himself at our Ask an Expert area. We were experts back then.
Oh, so out of my league.
Anyway, and so Jack said, oh, hey, I'm Jack. I'm one of your long-term followers. And the name kind of rang a bell. And we said, hey, Jack, are you thinking of building a tiny house? And he said, mate, I built 8 of them. And because he's a builder and he's helped on people's builds. And so it just goes to show that there's probably hundreds out there under the radar.
Leonie's asking what part of Vic is Sean in.
Southeastern part of Melbourne. So, so it's Metro Melbourne. Unfortunately, he's so busy and inundated with orders, not only from tiny house trailers, but also, from us, but also the rest of his business, custom built trailers, that he's not able to deliver at this point. Which is again another reason why we need to look at, because I'm speaking to a couple of people from New South Wales and Brisbane at the moment. So we would like to be able to offer delivery.
Yeah.
If we were selling cladding, which we may be at some point, we're speaking to some cladding companies that look really good. But things like cladding or tiles,
they're easier to
ship around the country.
A trailer, it's expensive.
When you got a 9 meter long 700 mil high, 1,000-kilogram trailer. It's a big bulky thing to move. So
I'm just keeping an eye on what people are saying.
Try and make a meetup soon. Great to see, Helen. I'm just going to ignore that. I don't know what. I don't even understand nasty bastards comments half the time.
Referring to something that we've missed. I don't have no idea. He's drunk, remember? He's in his own world.
Yeah. And the cool thing is, it's not just us. Everyone else can probably. I wonder if can let us know. Can all you guys see all the comments in the live chat? I'm assuming you can.
Yeah, they can see each other. They're saying hello to each other as well.
So careful what you say.
If we're looking at this way, you know what we need? We need to put my screen up on a TV behind the camera, so I can just.
We just need to learn what the hell we're doing. That's
First one, guys.
Lindy Lee Scott, have been told you can't live in a house under a certain size. The reason why they're put on wheels and why the majority of people doing this are building on wheels is because the moment you put it on wheels, it is no longer a permanent structure. It's not a building. If anything, it's a self-built caravan. And in Australia, a lot of councils say it's a caravan. You can't live in a caravan full time. Now, there was an exciting precedent about, 6 months ago. Andrew and Lara from the Tiny House Company up in Queensland, one of Australia's first tiny house building companies, they are living in their tiny house in the backyard of a residential property. And
I'm just thinking, nasty bastard can't. If he gets it wrong, correct him.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
Well, and he's met them. He's up in Brisbane.
And the neighbours complained, from what I understand, and they said there's an illegal development going on. And the council got involved, and the council came around and they said, well, hang on, it's on wheels. It's actually a caravan. And in Brisbane City Council, apparently you can live, a non-related person can live full-time, permanently in a caravan in the backyard of an existing house. I wish that was the case all over the country, but it's not.
And there's someone else I've forgotten his name, John.
Yeah. So the council looked at, in a nutshell, they looked at, okay, it was a caravan, tick, that's legal. They looked at, is it an eyesore? No, it's a stunning place, so tick, it's not an eyesore. Is it an environmental hazard? No, they looked at how they were handling their human waste and their grey water, and they go tick, tick, and it's legal. So
was it John Baxter? He's also got permission to stay in his...
Yeah, John Baxter's in South Australia. Shout out to you, John.
He's on skids, though, not...
I think he's on skids.
Yes.
Not financially or emotionally, but like his house is on skids, on wooden skids. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they know what I'm referring to.
Yeah. Wooden skids as opposed to wheels. Just means you have to drag it up on the hoist it up onto the back of a trailer.
And who were you talking to yesterday? There was someone we were talking to yesterday from Tasmania, and Tassie is pretty open-minded in terms of tiny houses on wheels and actually living in them permanently.
Well, as I've always said,
I might move to Tassie. You want to go to Queensland? I don't mind Tasmania. Have you been to Tassie?
No.
It's beautiful.
It's cold.
It is cold, but it's. I've been told it's like New Zealand in terms of.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a Kiwi for those that don't know. But as I've always said, if you want to live in a tiny house,
thanks, Leonie,
in the suburbs,
we try.
Basically a state-by-state thing, Helen says, that we need to check out.
Not just state by state, but your local council.
Council by council. And the thing is,
ridiculous.
I would inquire anonymously, because if you want to go down the route of asking for the golden tick of approval from your council, it may be a can of worms that you don't want to open. Because as soon as you ask that question, you make yourselves known to the council. And so, yeah, I would do it anonymously. But if people want to,
I don't know the type. I don't know what you ask when you ring. What area you have to ask to talk to, or what questions to even ask. So I've never done it myself because I'm not looking for the big tick of approval. I'm a bit of a
maverick.
I'm like, no, I'm going to do it on my own. I don't need permission.
Well, what I was going to say was, if people
if they find out and they kick me off, I'll just move my house somewhere else.
That's the thing. It's not like you're putting $50,000 into an off-grid cabin in the woods. Shh, don't tell the council, because if they find out, they might knock it down. They can't knock it down. It's your caravan. But what I was going to say was, if people do want to live tiny and downsize to a tiny house in the suburbs, in suburbia, the best way that I've come up with is garage conversions. It might sound weird, but check my recent post on the Facebook page. If you own a house and you've got a garage, consider converting the garage into a tiny house.
It's very clever.
It's very stealth. Very stealth. Leave the old Mickey garage doors on it, but convert the garage into a tiny house and either rent that out for some sideline income, or you move into the tiny house garage and then rent the big house out. Alternatively, if you are a person that wants to live in a tiny house, look for someone who's...
Just laughing at their comments. Yeah, they do make it difficult. It'd be easy. I mean, like, if we knew who each person was in each state or each council area, we'd be like, go ask them, and we can compile all the information into one document. Here are the... Because we always get... it's one of the number one questions people ask. Is my council tiny house friendly? It's like,
which councils are tiny house friendly? Tell us.
Where do you live? Because
I don't know.
For us to find that information out, we'd have to call every single council. Yeah. So, yeah, it's up to the individuals to just to call their local council and find that information out. And if you don't, feel free to share it to the group or the page, because there's people in your area too, I'm sure, that want to know.
And the thing is, I was talking about this to someone after one of the home show presentations. Unfortunately, unlike if you wanted to go rent a regular house, there's no one central website you can go to peruse the listing. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. Oh, I like that one. Let's go look at that, honey. It's not that easy. It takes legwork. And so it takes, letterbox drops, social media, networking, word of mouth referrals.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you because I'm reading. Beck's World is asking to know more about conversions. Well, Jack, who we met in Sydney.
Jack has done so many of these around the country.
What he does is, or what he recommends to his clients is, ask the council if you can put a toilet in, for whatever that reason is, because it's my workspace.
When I'm working on the car, I need to be able to go to the toilet. The wife doesn't like me traipsing in the house with all the muck on my hands.
So get them to get a toilet, get the okay to get the toilet in,
and somewhere to wash your hands, of course.
And then after they go,
after you get the approval, and that's okay,
and the plumbing's done.
Yep. Then you put the kitchen and then the bathroom and the bedroom, and then you stud walls.
So there's a way around things. And we stayed in a garage conversion on Airbnb up in Sydney last year.
Yeah, October last year when we went up to Sydney for the first Sydney home show that we were speaking at, and it was a converted garage, double garage. It was beautiful.
I'm a bit of a rebel. I'm teaching him to be a bit of a rebel. He needs to loosen up a bit.
Yeah. And that's the thing. At the end of the day, it's on wheels. So what I've always said, in the inner city, go for a garage conversion, or if you own property and you want to do a tiny house, do it. You've got one sitting there in the garage. Get rid of all the shit that you don't need in the garage. Clear it out, insulate it. Put some. You don't need to get council permission because you're not doing any external changes to the garage.
You guys are on YouTube, so check it out. There's a few examples out there on YouTube.
It could be a revolting externally, a revolting looking garage, but open up the garage doors. It could be stunning inside. Very stealth, but otherwise what I've always said is pick the right block of land. Don't do it on a main road.
Yes, you do need the council permission to get the toilet or the plumbing in.
But toilet or plumbing in a garage is totally reasonable.
I know, but what if you don't and you just do it? Like, how are they going to find out?
Yeah, that's true.
Knowing me, I would just do it, but that's just me.
I'm sure it's not that complicated to say, hey, when I'm working on the car, tinkering in the garage, I want
just to be safe. Get that. Get that approval.
Then you put the loft, the mezzanine in, and all that sort of stuff. But as I was saying, if you're going tiny house on wheels, I would say go to one of these semi-rural areas on the outskirts of your city, wherever you are, the outskirts of Brisbane, City, Melbourne, whatever. There's always areas. Is it worth the commute? I would say yes. And go and letterbox drop, community notice boards. Look for fields on Gumtree that are available for horse adjustment. There's a couple that we know up here in regional Victoria who did that.
Or check out Airbnb.
UCamp. UCamp is another one. If you don't know about UCamp is a site where if you want to go camping, instead of going to a public camping ground and line up with all the other yobs and park next to the guys with their motorbikes and the stereos going.
Thanks, Lindy.
You can pick a farm and actually pay a farmer $20 a night and camp, have some privacy on on a nice farm. So I'm actually in the process of speaking to UCamp, the guys behind UCamp, to see how Tiny Houses Australia can work together with them for a win-win and how we can work together. But yeah, it takes work. There's no easy way. But horse adjustment fields, that's a key. As I said, there's a couple up in Victoria here who did letterbox drops and Gumtree ads, and they found a field that was available for horse adjustment for like $25 a week.
Yeah. So were they paying 50?
Yeah, I think their approach was like, we'll pay you double and we won't shit all over the grass.
What if they did?
I don't know. They're organic, I guess.
Lovely couple.
Yeah, so so there's ways around it. It is doable, and there's people, as I said, there's 100 builds or more out there. People are doing it. So it's that two schools of thought: either do it and just don't tell the council. Firstly, the council has to find out where you are, and if you're in the right block of land, as I said, pick a spot on the fringe of the city that you want to be in, not visible from the main road. So off a dirt road, make sure it's not visible from the road, and make sure your spot is not visible by the neighbours. And it could be years before the council even finds out.
We know someone who, through word of mouth, at their local pub, through word of mouth, got offered some land to build his tiny house on their land and live on their land. Because they're teachers, they live in Melbourne, and they only use their property for weekends. And they just wanted someone to, they love the movement, and they also were happy to have someone to come on their land and just be the caretaker.
And this is the perfect example, like financially, why it makes so much sense.
And there's kangaroos out on that land, and they're very close to they're not far away from the main town. So and yet you wouldn't know that it looks like they're in the middle of nowhere, but you're just sort of off the beaten track, and they're there.
And this is a perfect example of why so many people are realising it makes sense financially. This particular couple, one of our trailer customers, they are currently paying about $460 a week in rent for a house, traditional house, while they save up for it and build their tiny house. And he's 3 minutes walk from work in this town where he lives. And through, as Lisa said, through speaking to someone at the pub, someone who knows someone, he's been offered a spot, well, him and his girlfriend have been offered a spot on an 80-acre farm, 5 minutes drive from where he works for $70 a week or something. So his rent's going to go from $460 to $70 a week, and his utilities are going to go from normal household utilities to virtually nothing because he's going to be off the grid.
Just know that it is doable.
It is possible.
It's a movement for a reason, because many people are doing it. Australia's finally catching on. New Zealand, our neighbours, are already well underway. Was it the earthquake they had there? What year was that?
My mum passed away in 2008. I think it was maybe 2011, maybe. I'm not sure. I should know. I'm a Kiwi.
Yeah. So
when I grew up in Christchurch, there was no movement at all, not a shudder.
Earthquake really kick-started the tiny house movement over in New Zealand.
I mean, half the city, half the CBD was destroyed. So
we're now catching on. It's already in Europe, Holland, France.
Yeah. There's a few in America too, apparently.
Yeah, quite a few.
I've heard numbers of around 2 million people in the States are living in tiny houses on wheels. I don't know if that's how accurate that is, but there's a lot of people doing it. And a lot of countries all over the world, they're facing the same issues that we are. So,
well, it's 8:50.
I know, we are over-delivering. We said half an hour.
So this is our first one, so that's why it's gone over to overtime. However,
let us know how you think it went.
And I also want, we're going to do this weekly just to see how it goes. Friday night drinks.
We can only get better.
We will probably try and shorten it. I mean, unless an hour is a good. I don't mind talking.
Well,
he loves talking, so
we'll say half an hour, and then if the conversation is flowing, now that we can see there is a conversation. If we were just looking at my screen and we're going, no bastards there.
No, but I'd like to know what they want us to cover. You're welcome to ask us questions, and we'll do our best at answering them now that we know how to.
Yeah, because as soon as we hit
the
the end button, this will be actually archived, and a rerun of this will be up on the YouTube channel under our playlist called Friday Night Drinks.
Yeah,
and so you can watch it. Oh, we need to announce the other winners.
Oh yeah.
So Bronwyn Ingleton, you've got yourself a Slinky sofa table. Riley Sholtons. Riley, we know you've got a tiny house, and we know that this would help you greatly in your tiny house. And of course, we want to see one of these in an actual tiny house. We expect photos. So you've got a tiny house set of Slinky sofa tables coming your way. Also, Leonie coats. We've already told you, Leonie, you're one of our winners. So we're getting something to you.
Yeah. Now I was going to keep mine. Darren wanted to keep his.
I'm keeping mine.
You can keep yours. I've decided I'm going to give mine away as well.
Are you going to give yours away to the nasty bastard?
I am going to give mine away to the nasty bastard, only because I like the name of his channel, The Nasty Bastard.
Nasty bastard, you are now the proud owner.
And he was a very sincere
of a set of Slinky sofa tables, a twin pack. So, but seriously, Carteret's been.
He's been one of our. Do you know tell everyone how long you've been following Tiny Houses Australia? He's a long-term supporter.
Yeah.
And he made an effort to come and respond on the YouTube channel. Yeah. And it was a sincere answer, I thought. So, and I didn't realise.
Even though he continually takes the piss out of me and what I do and everything that I stand.
Yeah. So he gets my set of Slinky tables. And
the last one is Tiana Petrovic. Tiana, we met you at our meetup in Sydney, and you went to the effort of writing that amazing poem. And so your poem has scored you a set of Slinky sofa tables. Now we have two
You're welcome, Kat.
We have two set since Darren was single. Huh? Anyway.
I don't know, I don't know. Right. He's drunk, honey.
Anyway, so we've got two set of the black tables to give away. We've got two set of the bamboo color to give away. You know what I mean? And one set of the white, because I'm bloody keeping the one.
Is that vanilla?
It's white. It'll be all right.
So we got drinks, bottoms up. He said the word white.
So we're going to give one set away. What we'll do, just so we don't cause any arguments, we'll do a random draw.
They want us to keep talking. Are you saying keep talking because you don't want us to leave? Or are you saying we're pausing? I don't know. But
I'm happy to keep going. I've still got wine in my glass.
Those of you who don't know, there's an ongoing joke about Darren and his love for the colour white or shade white. He likes everything crisp, clean, white and bright and shiny even.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that came from. I missed that when I first met you.
You're more Scandinavian plywood.
Yeah.
No, you're not wood everywhere, but
I like the Scandinavian look. I like clean lines. I like simplicity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if people want us to stay.
Linda Lee Scott, stay. Hey, I got nowhere to be. Well, I got my kids in there playing PlayStation, but they don't care.
Eggshell. Oh, dear.
Yeah, that's good. So we don't want to cause any arguments, but for those of you that did win, Bronwyn Ingleton, Riley Sholtons, Leonie Coates, the Nasty Bastard, Carteret, and Tiana, if you do want to put up your choice, because maybe we can satisfy you and give you your choice of color. So we've got bamboo black, bamboo natural, or white, sort of whitewash bamboo. Yeah. Let us know which set that you would prefer to have, and we'll do our very best to accommodate you. Mm-hmm. Except for the Nasty Bastard, he'll just get what's left over.
Well, I said I was going to give you my set, which was bamboo. So
yeah, all right. I'm keeping mine.
Kat, what do you want? The bamboo or the black or the white?
Yeah. Lindy Lee Scott, I need to know about meets. Lindy Lee Scott, are you in Melbourne? That's the first question. We run our meetups. We have done monthly face-to-face meetups since October 2015.
He'll take whatever's left over.
Yeah, of course he will. I guess I better get my anxiety in control and get to a meetup. Yeah, Leonie, where are you again? Is she in Victoria?
Yeah, she's the one asking where Sean is. I believe.
We're not going to tell you until you put a deposit in.
Look, it's really worthwhile coming. People get to meet each other and ask questions, and some people ask questions that even we hadn't thought of. And things that we might not be able to answer, other people can.
Some people even like us and come back again.
Yeah. Sometimes. Tom asked today where the meetup was, and I had to explain to him. Tom's a regular guy.
Shout out to Tom. Tom has been
he's not on
pretty
YouTube.
much.
He said he thought it might have been somewhere else. I said, no, it's just a live hangout on YouTube.
We did have the idea of having Friday night drinks, but then like 2 weeks later, we moved up to
Yes, we're in Kyneton.
Kyneton, Macedon Ranges.
It's live. You
can't. And can't take it back now. So we started this. Oh, we're going to do monthly meetups on the first Sunday morning of every month. We thought we'll do monthly for those that can't make it. We'll do monthly Friday night drinks in the city. And then 2 weeks later, we moved 80k north of Melbourne to Kyneton. And with our Sunday morning meetups, it's like a 200-kilometre round trip.
I will say, you probably won't like me to. I don't really like to, but we will say there is a Brisbane meetup. It's not through us; it's through a different group. Carteret, the nasty bastard, ask him about it. He attends.
Do you want to tell him how they started up?
No, I want to leave that alone. It was our initiative.
It was actually a Tiny Houses Australia meetup that we said earlier tonight. We're looking for people that we can trust to be our Tiny Houses Australia representatives. Anyway, the person that we asked to represent us in Brisbane.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to go there.
Say it anyway.
Went ahead and started promoting it as Tiny Houses Brisbane events, and we said no, that wasn't what we were offering you, and that's how they went ahead. And so, yeah, it's just the politics of the Tiny House.
Yeah, there's politics involved.
Yeah, but as I said, we have hit 10,000 of you guys in our Facebook group, so. Thank you for your support.
Anyway, regardless, there is one up in Brisbane. We are going to be running Tiny Houses Australia specific tiny house meetups simply because of the following we do have, because not everyone knows about that one, and we have. Well,
the fact is, we've got over 3,000 followers in Brisbane, over 2,500 in Sydney, over 2,500 here in Melbourne. So whenever we run or do reminders about our Victorian events, we've got people saying, "Oh, I wish we had a meetups in Canberra or Gold Coast or Adelaide, whatever."
And we did this will be posted. Aside from being live, it will be posted. It will be available for people to look at. At the beginning, we did discuss how we did run. He's pouring us another drink. I don't know if I need another one, but anyway, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We did run ones in Sydney, Brisbane, Western Australia, or Perth.
Yeah, we
ran a couple in Tassie as well.
Yeah, they just weren't supported by the people that said they wanted them. So we'll give it another go, but we want to do it where people are going to know that there's someone that's going to be there.
Yeah, it helps to have someone already there, someone they can come and meet and then ask them questions or get to know each other. So we do need representatives from each state to sort of help that along.
One thing I want to ask from you guys is, let us know in the comments in this live chat, do you actually think this is a good idea, this Friday night? I had this idea of doing the live Friday night. It'll hold us accountable. Let's just see where the conversation goes. Do you reckon it's a good idea?
Yes, they're up on our page. We have events listed on our page, and we also put the reminders in our group as well.
Oh, the meetups?
Yeah, the meetups.
Yeah, so the meetups, we started off doing them as events in the group, but then we thought, well, only people in the group can actually see them. So now all the events are run through the Tiny Houses Australia page. So if you go to the Tiny Houses Australia page and the events on the side, you'll see all the events.
I think it's a good opportunity to let people know what our plans are as well. Like, these meetups have just been casual get-togethers with like-minded people just to get to know each other and talk about tiny houses in general. What we have discovered, people do want a more formal setting where it's more seminar-based, where because these meetups, we've had a couple of meetups where it's been so many people have attended and it's hard to get around to everyone.
Yeah.
So in a seminar setting, if we're up the front or even if we have a guest come on board, everyone can ask questions and then everyone can get equal sort of.
And to be honest, these if we do go down the road of seminars, they probably will be paid. It'll be a nominal fee
of some sort. It's just to cover the cost of the venue, any nibblies, especially if we're going to have guests coming on.
Yeah, because we need to pay someone for the fair and reasonable rate for their time to come down to speak to you guys. So it's obviously something to cover our time as well. So we're not going to be charging exorbitant amounts, but we are going to be running come, sit, learn, listen seminars on various topics, anything from general.
We are still going to run the casual meetups. They'll always be free.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of getting some seminars up and running.
Friday night drinks will always be free.
So we are going to be getting seminars up and running. They might be quarterly, not monthly.
Yep. Beck's World Freedom.
Thanks,
great idea. Good to have a possible launching off topic, but also Q&A as you go.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is, what I want to do is we'll do after each Friday night drinks, probably on the Saturday morning, the morning after, we'll do a reminder about the following Friday drinks session. And then if you guys have any particular topics or questions that you want us to discuss, let us know. We kind of started off tonight sort of talking about how we sort of came to be where we are. And so, yeah, if there's any particular topics you guys want us to talk about or discuss as a bit of a theme, we can do that.
Do you want to do a quick background on what you do or what I've done or anything like that?
No,
Darren's not a builder.
I'm not a builder at all.
I'm not a builder. We're learning just like the rest of you.
I'm a marketer, and so I could see the potential. I know that I need to, and we are going to build our tiny house. We're not silly though. And the thing is, I put a video out a couple of days ago about asking you guys about what would you do? Are you trying to follow building codes? Not that tiny houses are going to meet current Australian building codes, but if the government of Australia did ever embrace tiny houses and there was suddenly all these tiny house specific building codes, would you attempt to follow them, or would you still just build whatever the hell you want? And I said this on stage in Sydney and in Melbourne as well, we're not saying building codes don't apply, therefore build something that's unsafe and dodgy as hell. Make sure that you do your due diligence. Work with a builder if you haven't got the skills to know what you're doing. But work with a builder. But if you want, as long as make sure it's structurally sound, safe, well ventilated, well insulated. But if you want to design a tiny house where you've got a massive wall of a TV or half the house's kitchen, then do it.
Cart's a clown.
What's he saying?
I don't know, but he says he's a clown. I reckon.
Casey McBee, yes, we will do more of these.
These are weekly. We thought we'd try for a month doing these weekly. See how we go.
So spread the word. Let people know that this is a chance to ask us questions and get to know the real us.
Exactly, yeah. Ask us anything you want to know. We may not be able to answer everything, but we can certainly try and,
if there's any
information for you.
Yeah, if there's any questions we don't know, we'll say, look, we don't know. Good question. We'll find out for you. And we'll answer them in the comments.
The only thing, there's a lot of people that do actually mind. So we do try and be as transparent as possible.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Our Facebook content is always going to be free. Our YouTube content is always going to be free. Our Facebook meetups are going to, face-to-face meetups are free.
You're free.
I'm available. No, I'm not. I'm taken. But our Friday night drink sessions here are going to be free. But yeah, we're going to be having some paid content, and we'll probably cop some shit from that, but that's fine. I can just imagine the flack that I'm going to cop when I start promoting our Tiny Houses Australia frisbees, but that's all right. Can I do frisbees?
You're welcome to do frisbees.
We'll do frisbees and coffee mugs. But no, we're going to be doing, what's this, Kirsty? Maybe get offer a pay-to-view way over 10 seminars online. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. We probably will have...
The little Bible. Hello, the little Bible. I'm not sure what you're on about, but awesome. Oh, dear. Yeah, so look, what Jared and I are about, which I want to cover right now. I
want to make as much money as possible. Bugger everyone else. I don't care about anyone else. I just want to make as much money.
He's kidding. No, we're not. We're not about control. We're not about money. We're about transparency, ethical.
Look, we are who we are. Look, my phone number,
sharing information.
My mobile phone number's on the friggin' website, for Christ's sake. If people want to come and talk to us, they can come to home shows or they can come to our face-to-face meetups. They can ask us. I mean, we've got a lady that's actually here in Kyneton, Robin, who's probably going to come.
She's going to come and check out the trailer that's in the backyard. So we invited her over to have a look. So.
There's so many Facebook pages and groups out there that are run by faceless people.
Spam, I think, too. Yeah, we get a lot of trolls in the groups, person in the page, and we just try.
But I do believe that because we have some strict and fair rules in the group, no self-promotion and all that sort of shit, and because anytime that someone wants to request to join the group, I check out. And I've checked out over like 1,000 people's profiles. It's ridiculous. But I check, have you got a real sounding name? Have you, do you live in Australia? As long as you sound like you're a real person with actual Facebook friends.
You've been on Facebook for more than a year.
You need to be on Facebook for more than 12 months. Otherwise, I'm not going to let you in. If you joined Facebook last Tuesday and you're a member of 347 Facebook groups, no, you're not getting in. Sorry. And because of that, we don't have very much horse porn or dodgy solar panels or, you know, sunglasses and all that sort of shit in the group.
It's not a buy, swap and sell group. There's Gumtree and all that sort of stuff for that kind of thing.
I appreciate there is some cool things on eBay and Gumtree, but the reason why we don't allow that is because if you spot something on Gumtree and go, oh my God, this is cool, look at this.
There's two reasons.
That could be sold, or that listing could be removed in three days' time, and then other people go, oh, look at that, and click, and it just goes nowhere. It's a dead link.
Yeah, so that's one reason. The other reason is we don't know if that person is behind that ad and they're just self-promoting. So strictly no self-promoting.
And the reason why, just on that, why not? Let's go there. The reason why we have the no self-promotion rule is very simple. It's twofold. Primarily, we don't want people promoting themselves when in this community when we don't know if they're ethical, if they're professional, and if they're quality. Now, we know, like in any industry, there's dodgy operators out there that are just out there to make a buck, and doesn't matter who they hurt along the way. The New Zealand tiny house company Duro that just recently went into liquidation, they were still taking deposits from people up until the end of February. First week of March, I'm sorry, we're in liquidation now. So
that's just one example. I mean, and the thing is, we heard a few examples from the US as well. So with the following that Darren and I have, if we recommend somebody, just because they're
here's a new business. Look, check them out and go with it. I don't want you guys coming back to us in 6 months going, nah, hey, I went and got my trailer from them because you recommended them and it fell apart 3 months later or whatever. Yeah. No. So we're only going to endorse and recommend businesses and people that we actually know are professional and ethical.
Not only that, like we don't want our group to be, for people to go, oh, they've got a great following. Perfect. I'll start selling. I just think it's cheeky. There's a right way and a wrong way.
We've been accused, it's all business.
Don't worry about that, honey.
No, but that if someone wants to promote their workshop or flog their product or get leads for their business,
people know
that is business, and if they're going to be making money,
there's a right way and a wrong way.
There needs to be something.
The right way is contact us. Message us.
So
ask us.
How can we work together?
Yeah. What is it you're offering, and why are you coming into our group?
Because we'll happily work with business owners, and we're speaking to currently lots of business owners and people in the industry about how we can work together. And we'll more than happily promote them and give them the exposure they deserve.
At the same time,
as long as it's a win-win for both of us.
We're still, at the same time, like they need to be quality people, like quality builders or
I mean, perfect example.
I'm not just quality. Help me out here. What's the word I'm thinking?
Ethical, professional.
Professional.
Professional, yeah. So, perfect example, and I'm not going to name names. Don't name names. We had a guy that.
Oh, do we have to go there now?
Why not? There's a guy. There's a guy in a particular.
This is going to stay on YouTube, yeah.
Cool. I hope it does. There's a guy in a particular state of Australia. Not narrowing it down. Who builds tiny houses, and he does really, really good work. I am very impressed with his work, but he's got an attitude that stinks. And he approached us about 11:31 Sunday night.
Duro, it was terrible.
So this guy in a particular state in New South,
honey.
Anyway, the guy in a particular state in Australia approached us about 11:31 Sunday night, saying, "I've got some builds you might be interested in." And I said, "Look, I've been following you. I know that you do some good work. I'm more than happy to talk about how we can work together." He said, "No, I'm not working together with you. I promote my business." And it was this sort of attitude. And he didn't want to work with us.
He was threatening us as well. It was a late Sunday night. He had a few to drink.
I don't bend to no one and all this sort of stuff.
But aside from that, the point is, I believe
the attitude
that if you're going to start your own initiative, start your own initiative.
That's what I did in 2013.
Build on that. Build upon that. People in the tiny house community will find you. In a nutshell, really, like that's all it is. They will find you, and then people will recommend you. So that's how you grow. So
the perils of the live stream, Darren. This is how I know. I let it slip. It was New South Wales. All right, he's in New South Wales, but that's the thing. I don't care.
He's on his second drink, guys.
Look, here's the thing. You could be the best builder in the country.
But if you've got a bad attitude.
But if you've got a bad attitude and it's all about you and you don't want to work with us, then no, you're not.
No, we're not going to promote you.
No, you're not going to get a look.
I mean, like other people might come across that particular builder and not realise he's got a bad attitude.
I thought you were going to say something.
No. They might not realise he has a bad attitude, and that's fine. Go for it. It's free will, you know.
Do your due diligence. I mean, there's people that have been ripped off and horror stories out there, and this is why a perfect example with our trailers. We want to make sure that we only recommend companies that are quality, and we can vouch for our trailer guy. There was a couple in New South Wales that bought a trailer early last year, I think, and their trailer, they got their trailer home and they put photos on Facebook. Yeah, we've got a trailer, we're going to start building. And it was like a banana, it was starting to sag. And they soon noticed when they started to do their floor, they took it back and they got it, they got their money back. So the fact that the manufacturer said, okay, here's your money back, that's an admission that wasn't very good. And they went to another manufacturer and got a different trailer, similar size, and they got it home, and within 3 days, they had it for 3 days, it rained once and the whole thing started to rust. And not only that, it was delayed and it came in 10 centimeters higher than what they were quoted and all this sort of stuff. And so that's what we don't want to have happen. And so with our manufacturer, you get what you pay for and it comes perfectly level, perfectly square, exactly how you want it.
Are you guys getting bored?
We're up to an hour and a quarter.
Yeah, hour and a quarter. So we'll probably finish up shortly. So if there's any last questions, ask away and we'll answer.
Because otherwise, if I finish this one and get a third one going, I might say
the nasty bastard. Yes, that AH. Yeah.
Coffee Cart knows who we're talking about. Well, that's all right.
Darren can't help himself. I said to him, watch what you say. It's live. No editing. No editing.
We can't.
But anyway.
Well, hopefully, this is not about, I think we averaged about 10. We got up to about 13 or 14 viewers. 10's all right for our first one.
That's all right. It's the first one.
If we get no one next week, we'll know that this is a shit idea.
We do have the option of editing this before we keep it up on YouTube.
Yeah. You've still got so much editing to do.
Oh, gosh. I know.
She's got this thing about vlogging. She's starting to say, we're going to do vlogging. And so...
Look, you've got Deke and a few other people in the States introducing the American tiny houses to the rest of us. I mean, that's how we all got hooked.
Yeah. And then you got Bryce in New Zealand.
Yeah. And Bryce is probably watching, darling. He does a good Bryce impersonation.
No, I don't.
They are friends. They have spoken to each other. So, but I've always said to Darren, you're the perfect person to introduce the market or the tiny houses to the rest of the world as well. So
I'm just going to do my flavour.
Yeah. But he's like, oh, yeah, but I can't do what Bryce does. You don't have to. You just have to be you.
I don't have his hair.
Okay. You are live, you know, right?
I know. Anyway, I love you, Bryce. So, yeah, Bryce is doing his thing in New Zealand and now America as well. Deke, shout out to Deke if you see this.
Thanks, Lindy. We try to be. I mean, it's very hard to fake who we are when it's live. So.
Yeah, this is us. And look, that's the thing. When I started the Facebook page, I knew that I was just going to do me. And I'm going to talk like I talk, and I'll interact with people how I interact. And if people like me, they'll like me. We can't force you to stay in our group. We can kick you out of the group, but we can't force you to stay in the group. If you want to leave, we can't stop you. You can unlike the page, unfollow us, go. That's fine. You know, we can't control.
Why would you kick anyone out of the group? I thought you were about the numbers.
If they misbehave.
Oh. Okay.
Show some respect. If people don't show respect to other people or us, if they question the fair and reasonable rules we have, then yeah, they're out.
We were, you know what? I love this whole live streaming thing, and I love hearing your replies and comments and questions. What is that forum where everyone can link up? Is there one or not?
It's called Facebook.
No. Is there like, what's that other thing? The Hangout thing? Or is that not?
Like in Google Hangouts.
Oh, it'd be nice to see everyone's screen.
No, Google Hangouts is kind of been merged into YouTube now, YouTube Live.
Yeah. But how does that work?
I don't know. Oh, the other thing that we're going to be doing, because this is a bit of a test, let us know if you think the video, I just spent $168 on a video.
I don't need to know that, John.
Well, I spent on a new bloody webcam. This is the best webcam you can buy, apparently.
Mm.
But anyway, the reason we did that is because not only to give good video quality to you guys and audio quality with that sexy mic.
Hangout or Skype.
Yeah.
I guess you can only put so many.
Yeah, there's a certain limit with Skype.
Yeah.
But what we are going to
we do want to do that. Maybe, hey, Kat, the nasty bastard, would you be interested in doing like a Skype or Google Hangout with us?
Like a threesome with Skype. Well, threesome was.
Of course, you would say threesome, Darren.
A three-way conversation with nasty bastard. Yeah.
No, because that was one of the things we do want to do. We've already spoken to some people over in the States, and they're more than happy to sit down with us and have a live interview.
So we're going to be doing interviews. Probably, we're not sure whether we're going to use Skype or YouTube Live, but put it this way, to give you a sneak peek, we're going to be interviewing Derek Diedrichson from Relaxed Shacks. We're going to be interviewing Zach Giffen from Tiny House Nation. He's already chatted to me, and he said, I'll do whatever I can to help you guys.
Don't start getting emotional.
I'm not.
Yeah, I can tell when you start getting emotional.
What? Well, I'm a fan of Zach. I like Zach. Anyway, so yeah, Zach, we're gonna be interviewing Zach. We're gonna be interviewing a whole host of people. Yeah. Because I'm connected.
Yeah.
We might interview with Bryce.
Honey.
Sorry, we'll interview Bryce. But yeah, so we're going to connect up with a lot of these people, but we wanted to get the audio and video sorted out.
He's a bit jealous of Bryce. That's where it is.
No, I'm not.
I let the cat out of the bag.
Shut up. Anyway, I'll get him. No, I'm not. Anyway,
he looks up to him. He's
only like 80 something videos ahead of me.
No, also he's an entertainer. He's got a background in entertainment.
What am I?
Well, yeah, you're a bit entertaining.
Yeah, shut up. Anyway, no, look, Bryce does his thing. Deke does his thing. I guess I'm going to try and do my thing.
It is the wine. It's definitely the wine. Friday night drinks.
Do a live broadcast using Skype Pro and broadcast to
YouTube. Yeah. Kat, you're in. Booked in.
We'll have to do that.
We'll work out a date.
So yeah, Derek Diedrichson from Relaxed Shacks, Zach Giffen from Tiny House Nation. We're going to be interviewing Derek and Hannah from Life Inside a Box as well.
Yeah.
And lots of other people.
You're connected with
I want to get. He doesn't know it yet. I have mentioned it to him. We're going to do an interview with Dan.
Oh, Dan Paquette.
Dan Paquette from Tiny House Customs.
Dan Paquette, hello. If you ever discovered this video, I discovered you through YouTube. Tiny Houses YouTube.
Yeah.
And you did a
scale model with polystyrene sheets.
And I thought, brilliant. So it was because of him that I did my model.
So it's kind of because
it's because, so there you go, yeah.
So it's because, so Dan, you brought us together. So it's because of Dan.
Because I shared my
Is he coming to the wedding?
Honey.
Sorry.
It's live.
Oh, I haven't asked you yet.
Exactly.
Oh, right. I get your point.
Oh. So I posted my scale model to your group, and that's when we started communicating. So that's how we came to be.
Yeah, December 1st, she put her model up. By the 13th of December, 2000.
Peanut, yes, he's pop.
Yeah, so by December 13th, 2014.
I love Peanut's voice. Peanut's voice is just hilarious.
Yeah, so December 1st, you put your model up. By the 13th, I had her phone number. We met by the 26th, Boxing Day, and the rest is history.
Do you have another? You imagine if he had another?
Shut up. Anyway, so let us know how this is all going. Yeah, this is
us, guys.
This is smooth. This is So this is us. Anyway.
No more for you.
Yeah. So the kids are probably falling asleep, aren't they?
No,
so much for this half hour. So this is us. This has been another video.
Is that how we're ending it?
I don't know. We've got to come up with some tagline. Anyway. So.
Oh, Russ! Oh my God. Hello, Russ. You joined us right at the end. We've gone overtime. We've gone for an hour and a half almost.
Yeah. We like to over-deliver. Russ Brown from Toowoomba, one of our long-time followers. I still haven't met the bloke.
We will. We'll head up to Queensland and we'll have our very own meetup.
We'll do that. So, yeah, welcome aboard, Russ. We're just killing time till you got here. But, yeah, so we hope this has been remotely of interest to you guys.
I don't want to hang around just for Russ, but this thing's going to stay on YouTube, so I don't think people are going to hang around for an hour and a half watching
Russ isn't that popular yet.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, yeah.
He's with us.
No, yeah, he's part of the group, I guess.
Yeah.
So, anyway, some people will probably think this is a whole lot of something.
He's got a catchphrase. I'm not sure if we're going to use it, though, but he has, this is me, this has been another video.
Yeah. It's like the two Ronnies. There's good night from me. There's good night from him. I'm sure some people will watch this and think, what a lot of shit. This is a whole lot of nothing. But
Russ, you are going. We've already said to Cart the Nasty Bastard that we are going to do a live Google Hangout, which is now on YouTube. So what do they call it on YouTube?
YouTube Live?
YouTube or whatever.
We'll do an interview with Cart and Russ.
No, I'd like to, yeah. So.
And talk about their tiny house plans. Because I know Nasty Bastard is planning some fancy-ass bloody tiny house. And Russ has got a very clever 12-foot little tiny place he's planned.
What am I missing here? So, again, our footage question.
So if we're looking down here at the laptop, that's just like a giveaway.
They're laughing at us, babe.
It's a giveaway that we're newbies. So, but some will look at this and replay and think this is.
Hi, Vicky. I know we're at the end. It's nearly an hour and a half. We said it was only going to be half an hour.
Some will think this is a lot of shit, a whole lot of nothing, and some people might think this is a little bit of something.
Can you guys just quickly let us know how long do you want these Friday night drinks to go for? Because we've gone for an hour and a half.
Otherwise, I'll just keep talking until 3 in the morning.
What's an appropriate time that we should do this live hangout for?
Oh, we can go half an hour and then just go with the flow and see what happens. But
Darren's catchphrase: just remember, if you paint it white, it'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to do it every night for the first month, just to
every Friday night.
Yeah, every Friday night. Might get a bit much. Maybe after this month, after a month, we might do it.
No, we might just pull it back to half an hour instead of yabbering on for an hour and a half. That's all.
Well, yeah,
I'm just thinking efficiency because we don't need to edit these. Just like start, stop, be careful what you say, cool, and it's done.
I feel like I'm hanging out with my mates having a drink. The only thing I'm annoyed about is that I can't see you guys on video as well. So
yeah, but we're not only wanting to interview the tiny house, the big fish.
He doesn't need pre-drinks. He's right on like 1 or 2.
We're not only wanting to interview the tiny house, big fish. You know, the Zach Giffins of the world, the Derek Diedrichsons of the world.
Maybe an hour.
But we also want to interview those of you out there.
A bottle worth. How much? Well, we've almost had a bottle worth. So 2 glasses each, and that's what we're left with. So
yeah.
This is from Hanging Rock Winery.
Yeah.
You said it was from the
it's from
other place.
No, it's from the Macedon Ranges. Yeah. From the Hanging Rock Winery.
Honey, this is going on YouTube.
Yeah, all right.
Indefinitely.
It's from the Hanging Rock Winery, and it was nice.
Yeah, but it is nice, but we loved
Kyneton Ridge.
Kyneton Ridge.
If any of you are up in the Macedon Ranges, Kyneton Ridge Winery is stunning. We also went to another one.
I don't know the name of it, but it was also in Kyneton.
Yeah, it was nice. It began with P.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But anyway, so yeah. But what I was saying is, we not only want to interview the big fish of the tiny house world, but we also want to speak to
need a bigger bottle.
individuals that are building a tiny house of their own. So, Cart and Russ, get your ass in the gear and start building.
While we're on the wine subject, should we let the cat out the bag?
No.
Another cat out the bag?
No.
Why not?
We don't want to.
Why not?
No. We are talking to... No, do we want it?
We were on the subject of wine.
Okay, fine.
How would you guys feel if we released a wine?
We're talking to an organic...
It's just happened by chance. We've been invited to do a chat through a winery, and they're happy to do a wine for us.
There's a wine bar that we're going to be speaking at, and the company's called Rewine, and we're going to be about putting out our own Tiny Houses Australia in conjunction with Rewine wine blend.
And I thought, what's the connection? Why does a wine company want us to come and do a talk? And it's because they're all about sustainability. Why not? Let it out.
Meow, let it out.
How many cats? We have a lot of cats, Cat. Well, mine died, but anyway.
Oh, anyway, don't go there.
So, yeah, what's the connection? Why does a wine company want Darren to come out and do a tiny house talk?
Well, this particular wine...
sustainability.
Yeah, this particular wine company is sustainability oriented. And for example, one of the things they do is they offer refills. So they send out your wine. If you're not in Melbourne, they send out wine in environmentally friendly refillable packs, or plastic sort of satchels. But if you are in Melbourne, you can actually go to Rewine and take your bottles and get them refilled.
They are at the big market, and they are on Lygon Street
in East Brunswick. So we're going to be doing a presentation there on the 10th of May. So if any of you have a friend that may be slightly interested in tiny houses but don't really know what they're all about, bring them along. I'm going to be doing a presentation talking about what tiny houses are and what they're all about.
Wine prizes.
Yeah.
Will they be at Grape Escape? I haven't heard of Grape Escape.
I'm not sure, but the company is called Rewine, Rewine. So check them out.
Winery. Anyway, so what do you think? Like, it's just, look, we're developing a website, and we're going to have a shop on there, and we just thought it'd be a nice little product to have on the, even though it's totally unrelated to tiny houses.
There's a link. There's a tenuous link there. This
connection happened by chance, and we thought it'd be nice to offer people some wine. We're not sure how, because we don't have a license, so it'll be sort of like directed to.
It'll be sold through the Rewine website and store. So, but anyway, more details on that as it comes to hand. Firstly, we're going to get our tiny house presentation. If you are wanting to come along to our tiny house presentation at Rewine, no, it'll be classy, not in a sack. If you do want to come along to our tiny house presentation and meet up at Rewine Wine Bar in East Brunswick on the 10th of May, give them a call. It's an hour event schedule. Give them a call.
Okay, so
it's about 20, maybe 10 seats
is
left.
At Hall's Trap.
Hall's Gap.
Hall's Gap.
Hall's Trap.
Not Trap. Okay.
How much have you had?
1.5.
Yeah,
but I'm fine.
Yeah,
it takes me more. I drink with my father when I go see my dad.
I like your dad.
Yeah.
Does he like me?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So.
What about my mum? My mum likes you.
Yeah, I get cuddles now from your mum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. But I digress. So much for it was like an hour and a half now. Anyway, so much for half an hour.
Yeah, you know what? He's just mentioning tiny house winery tours at Rewind. We were trying to get up and running tiny house mystery tours, bus mystery tours, but we only had a couple of tiny houses jump on board. Other people are very private.
And we understand why, because at the end of the day, these are people's private personal homes, and knowing the state of the situation with councils, a lot of people that, no, we'll just stay under the radar, thanks, and we don't want people knowing where we are and what we're doing. So we understand that.
Yeah, but yeah, I understand where you're coming from, Beck. It's like, what's the connection? There really isn't any, really.
With the wine.
Yeah.
Well, we're about, getting out of the system and living more sustainably and more intentionally. And Rewinders are very much oriented in sustainable.
And the guy behind Rewind, he actually studied architecture, and back in the day where sustainability, I
think he had a building company for a while there.
So he's very
lovely guy, Marshall Waters, and very lovely guy and
sustainability conscious. So.
Yeah, so lots of things. But what does tiny houses Australia have to do with frisbees? Not a lot, but we're going to be selling them.
You don't have to start drinking wine. Whatever your preferred beverage is, just go with that.
No, not at all. Anyway.
We better sign off. It's 9:30.
Yeah. I think we had a good solid 10 attendees, 10 viewers average, which is.
I think we've had more, but
yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thanks for tuning in. This is us.
This is who we are.
If you want to see more of this, whatever this is, then stay tuned.
We'll do it for an hour. If we need to cut back, then we will. But we'll do it for an hour next week.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. We will be doing obviously pre-recorded proper YouTube videos, but these Friday night drink sessions will be listed in a separate playlist called Friday Night Drinks. So much for episode 1. Cheers to episode 1.
Cheers to episode 1 on Friday Night Drinks.
Yeah. Happy days. All right.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you, guys. And we'll see you on episode 2. Cheers, guys.
Bye.